Hey Transtastic, today is Saturday and I am Luke, and this week's topic is fitness and transness. This topic is very interesting. I really like this topic. For my video, I'm going to do something a little bit different, and I'm actually going to focus on sort of being pre-T. When I was pre-T, that was when I needed the most help with this, if that makes sense. Sorry about the camera quality. I left my camera at my girlfriend's. I apologize. I'm sorry. Hopefully I'll be getting that like next month or something, next time she comes up. Pre-T fitness. Now, there are many different categories that I feel you can split this topic into. Fitness is such a huge topic, no matter trans related or not. One of the first things that you can talk about when you're talking about fitness is, of course, diet and nutrition. If you want to be fit, you need to make sure you're fueling your body right. You've got to be fueling your body with lots of vegetables, lots of protein. You just got to be giving your body the best it possibly can have. For example, if you go to the gym and you work out every day for like 3 hours a day, if you're eating McDonald's every meal for like your entire life, doubt anyone would do that. But if you did, you're not going to get the same effects as if you're fueling your body with lots of protein and all the good vitamins, minerals, everything you need. Diet is really important when not only trying to lose weight, but also trying to bulk. Like, you've got to try and fuel your body right. Here, I'm no dietitian, so I'm not going to tell you what you should eat, but just keep diet in mind, because I think that's very important when it comes to fitness. If you don't, all your process is going to be sort of counterproductive. Once you change your diet, you feel tons better, and you feel a lot more motivated if you're trying to lose weight, a lot more motivation to try and lose weight, and also try and build muscle if you're trying to do that. Diet. I'm not gonna stress enough how important diet is. I've found that from my personal experience that even though I was a very fit individual, I wasn't feeling my body right and I wasn't getting the results I wanted. Once I changed to eating healthily and even eating stuff I don't necessarily like that are good for me, it's important to have a balanced diet. And I'm not saying that you've got to be super health conscious and you've got to eat nothing but wheatgrass for the rest of your life. In general, you're making healthier choices. Nuts, really good for you. Avocado, bananas, protein, not like a sole protein diet, but protein is important as well. Drink lots of water. It's important to drink lots of water, and especially if you're exercising, make sure you're replenishing your water. Now, this one's mainly aimed for pre-T guys, and I'm coming from personal experience here. I realized I was trans when I was about 14, 15. I didn't start T until I was 18. So that was a long time for me to be constantly sitting there thinking, what can I do to make my body more masculine? And the first thing I thought was, I'll just take those testosterone supplements, or I'll go and I'll take the vitamins that are for cis men, because that will give me some testosterone and then we'll look more masculine, and that will be great. That's exactly what I want. And I was about to do this, and then I went to my doctor and I asked, what would this do for me? And then I also looked online. I also sort of looked up the products. From research, it's highly unlikely that it's actually the supplement that is actually giving you these changes, and it's just other changes that you've been doing, like changes to your diet, changes to your exercise habits, changes to everything, or even just the placebo effect. If you really believe that it's going to work, you will notice changes, and if you notice them, you'll link them to that. Most of the time it's not that, and I'm going to give you sort of a quick bio rundown as to why they don't work. So first of all, there's lots of conflicting arguments about whether or not they actually work for cis guys. So if there's no guarantee that they work for cis guys, there's definitely no guarantee that they work for trans guys. You might see people online who are sort of defending this claim, say that, but trans men produce a little bit of testosterone the same as cis men do. Yes, that is true. Trans men do produce testosterone. That's something that is really important to remember when looking at this claim, is that cis men and trans men produce testosterone very differently. I'm just going to trigger warning now. I'm going to be sort of using biological terms just for clarification. In cis men, testosterone is mainly produced in the Leydig cells in the testes. They produce testosterone by converting cholesterol into testosterone. So that's how they work. Trans men don't have testes. We have other things, other gonads. In trans men, some of our testosterone is produced, probably about 25% of our testosterone is produced in the ovaries. Sorry, I hate that word, but just for clarification, the other 50 to 75%, it depends on the person, and are produced by the conversion of a hormone called DHEA into testosterone. Trans men and cis men produce testosterone completely differently, so even if those supplements did work for cis men, there's no guarantee that they would work for trans men. If you do see that they are working for you, if you're on a hormone supplement, I'm not sure why. I am not an expert in this. I have done biology. I have researched this because I consider doing it myself. These supplements have also been linked to being kind of damaging for cis men, so they could be damaging for trans men too, so just be careful. I'm not going to tell you what to do, I'm not going to tell you not to use supplements, I'm just saying be careful, make sure you do your research before you put something into your body. Secondly, on that topic, if you are seeing like heaps of changes on these hormone supplements or whatever you're taking, you should see a doctor, because if you're taking something, it's like over the counter, it's not prescribed to you, and you're getting changes in your body that resemble T changes, you should probably get your levels checked, or you should sort of be monitored so you know exactly what this is doing to your body. You don't want to hurt your body. Messing around with hormones is dangerous, and you've just got to be very careful. That's sort of like diet and nutrition, so like supplements, that's side of it. Exercise is also fitness related. Pre-T, I was very active. In like the year before I started T, I started working at a school, and at the school, it was very focused on long distance running, hiking, and skiing. So I was doing all of those right before I started T and sort of in the first few months. My tips for that is get past the mental block. Once you get past the mental block of exercising, it will do so much for you. You don't have no idea what you're capable of until you get into a point where you completely push yourself. But don't get to a point where you push yourself too much that you're exhausted, and this comes into like the feeding yourself right. If you're not feeding yourself right and you're not fueling your body, you're not going to be able to push yourself as hard as you want to, and if you do, that can be dangerous. Find a balance. I'm pretty sure everyone has mentioned binding while exercising is a really bad idea. I'm not going to stop you, I'm pre-op, so occasionally if I'm feeling dysphoric, I will bind when I'm exercising, like when I go to the gym. You can always do at-home things, or wear like loose shirts, wear a sports bra maybe, or if you have a loose binder. Because I'm very small-chested, majority of the time when I exercise, I just wear a really loose shirt and I tape my nipples, but I'm pretty small, so I'm not saying that's going to work for you. I do have binders that I do use if I'm feeling super dysphoric, quite battered, but like, it got the job done. So that I use for like swimming and exercise if I must. You can tell it's sort of like had quite a bit of wear. I've kind of used it a fair bit, but I don't recommend this. Again, make sure you're taking lots of time to breathe. Don't go to the gym and just start exercising for like 5 hours straight plus binding. Like even without binding, 5 hours straight is a really bad idea. Make sure you're taking breaks. Make sure you give your body rest days. Don't go and completely exhaust yourself. Exercise and fitness is about balance, and that's in every aspect of it. This is just another point. I don't think any of the other guys have mentioned this, but this is probably going to sound kind of weird, but make sure you're exercising for you. You might really feel dysphoric and you might really want to go to the gym and stuff like that. That's great. Use that as your motivation. That's completely fine. If you feel pressured to exercise and look a certain way because you aren't seen as who you are because of the way you look, don't feel pressure to exercise and do something that you don't necessarily like just to prove to other people who you are, because you are valid no matter what you look like. Do it because you want to. Like if you're like not passing or something, and going to the gym will really help with that. Your choice. Exercise, fitness, it always comes down to your choice. I'm not going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do because it's different for everyone. Everyone's got different lives, everyone's got different experiences. Do you. I'm sorry that this video sort of had a lot going on. This is a topic I'm very passionate about, obviously. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Tumblr. I'll leave everything down below. I've got my personal channel as well, so you can find me there. You can find me pretty much everywhere. I hope you guys are well. I hope I made sense, but I just had a lot to get through in this video. So yeah, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna go now. See you later. See you next Saturday. Bye.